Hello and welcome back to Blackwatch Intel. My name is Crashy and today we're going to be talking about anti-dive team comps. Now, that said, we're not going to have the perfect comp yet. There is some anecdotal pieces of information in here, like pending changes and such that we're going to get into, and I want to keep this relatively short to kind of just bounce some ideas off of you and see what y'all think in terms of countering dive and like this being the death of dive and what's just basically going on in Overwatch meta as a whole. So, Doomfist is out and he is definitely going to have an impact on the meta. I think it's very clear to see that he is a great counter dive and dive hero, and which one's better, that's a little bit up to you to decide. I think he's personally a better defender, like a counter anti-dive hero, but I still am playing on offense, I ain't gonna lie, man. He's so fun to run in with and get the speed boost and jump in with a Winston, so definitely gonna be a good dive hero as well. So I wanna kind of throw a team comp out there, and I'm gonna add some, potential fill-ins as well, like potentials that you could throw in, and we're just, like I said, we're gonna bounce some ideas around. So I wanna see Reinhardt Zarya, I wanna see McCree Doomfist, and I wanna see Mercy Ana. Now, this is what I think is going to be a very, like I said, a baseline, kind of like the template anti-dive comp. The Ana is really there to kind of like provide some really strong healing and CC and burst damage and just do her Ana thing. The Mercy's gonna be in the composition to provide a res and, be annoying, jump around and full, kind of force pull attention toward her. Her aggro pull is very high, and so hopefully they're gonna be looking to constantly dive her. The McCree is going to be super strong against dive now. I don't think he's the best. I definitely think he's an option, and I think he's, in my mind, at least a very viable pick in anti-dive, because if they try to throw an audible and run a Pharah, you at least have the hit scan to kind of deal with that. She kind of demands someone deal with her, and he has that potential covered, as well as some of the changes that he's had recently that just make him a much, higher viable pick in regards to, hit scan options with Soldier and McCree. And Doomfist. Now, like I said, I think he's going to be a solid counter dive hero. I think he can sit next to that Mercy. I think his mobility is going to give Mercy more options. I think he's just going to be a super annoying when the tanks start rolling in, when, the Genji, the Tracers are flying in, he's going to be getting picks, and he has a really nice ultimate for controlling points and payloads and things like that. So Doomfist, I'm really putting some weight on him in this composition. Now, I have Reinhardt in here. I just think he's that beefy strength you want to have. His ultimate has always been good against dive and flankers. He's coming back, he's seeing some quality of life changes. He's seeing some increases in play, and I think that he's going to be someone that we could really use in the anti-dive meta, or the anti-dive composition. And if not him, then like I said, I wanted to add some fill-ins just to throw him out off the top of my head. I think Winston's gonna be also a good anti-dive hero, as weird as that is, but he's good against flankers. I mean, he's annoying, he does amazing damage, he's got the ultimate for stalling points. I think he's gonna be good as well. And Roadhog, but pending some changes. Like I said, we have to kind of pay attention to that. There's potential changes in the works for Roadhog, and we don't know what those are, so it's just kind of speculative, but he's definitely good against dive if he's good. So we just have to kind of wait and see, and he's just not in the best place. I think he's okay. I've said it in the past. I think Roadhog's not terrible. I'm not going to freak out if there's a Roadhog on my team, but admittedly, he's not the best tank in the game right now. And as for having Zarya in the anti-dive team comp, her ultimate is so good now after the change, and you throw the ultimate down, you're guaranteeing some kills. It doesn't feel like a wasted, really long, ability to get. So that's kind of the baseline. Now, I've already given you some ideas for the tank fillers. I think for fillers or fill-ins, potential sub positions for healers, I wouldn't mind running Zenyatta. The problem is I just think he dies too fast. So Lucio to kind of pull the team back, especially if you have a Reinhardt, is not a bad option, but I'm not really focused too much on subbing in different healers, because I really do think Mercy Ana are going to work really well in the kind of anti-dive, tempo res, bring some people back to life, and just ultimately, purple people out with the biotic grenade, and just be really annoying with sleep dart as well. But I want to say that Junkrat, pending some of his changes, even though he is good right now, I'll swear by Junkrat forever, he is good against dive, he is good against Doomfist. I definitely think we could see a rise in usage for Junkrat, and Torbjorn. Now, Torbjorn has never been bad in my opinion. I think Torbjorn is a solid hero. He's someone that is often slept on. He's obviously good on defense, and he provides a lot of space, similar to how a tank would, because you can really throw the turret like far away as long as it has a decent vision line, and you force the dive to make decisions. Do they go for the turret? Do they send someone to get rid of it? You know, do they swap to a Pharah? You know, what do they do to deal with the turret and also execute the dive? And I don't know, I think it could be good. So I think adding in a defense hero against dive is good. I don't necessarily know if I mean Hanzo, but you know, like a Mei, a Junkrat, a Torbjorn, I think it could be interesting. So like I said, those are my thoughts. I just wanted to bounce them around. I think the dive comp is going to slowly lose some of its viability, but the composition, that style of play, the aggro style of play, is not going to go anywhere, and it's not meant to. I just don't think it needs to be on that pedestal, the #1 spot, you know, always the comp to go to. And I think we're going to get some changes, and I think we're already starting to see some changes in hero releases and such that are making that happen. So thank you so much for checking out this video. Please do not leave without leaving a like. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, because I'm genuinely curious. What do you think are going to be the heroes that are good against dive? What's your composition to counter dive? And thank you again for checking out the videos. And subscribe if you are not already. We're going to be pushing content out almost every day, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Peace.
Do you feel your bones start to shake? Do you feel the earthquake? Do you feel the fire inside of me? Do you see the sparks that I'm setting free? Does the beat take you over? You just